So as you're handing out the EPDS, letting your client know that you use this with all mothers, because I think sometimes it can feel like, oh, are you noticing something in me, or are you concerned about me? Why are you giving me this? That just normalizing that, and again, making it just I want to know how everyone's doing. I'm always checking in with my clients about their emotional experience, and that's important for us to be able to talk about. Reminding them, because not everyone reads instructions, that it's about only the past week, and letting them know that after she fills it out, you'll talk about it together. Because I think we've all experienced, being handed forms in a doctor's office and then nobody says anything and we don't even know what did it say. And so, it again being that follow up in the whole conversation that helps it be meaningful. And so as we're discussing screening results after we total up that score, this is just some suggested language, but again, you can of course put it into words that you would say or what's comfortable to you. But your answers indicate that you've been experiencing some symptoms of depression or anxiety. How does that fit with what you've been feeling? I'd like to talk with you about the items and see what types of support might be helpful. So really checking out, okay, here's what the form says, but the form's not the expert. You're the expert on your own life. So how does that fit with what you've been experiencing? And then if they're below 9 and they don't seem to meet the cutoff, also asking about that. So your score is not in the range of likely clinical depression. Does that fit with what you've been experiencing? Are there any other kinds of additional support that might be helpful? So, checking that out too, even if it seems like they're below threshold on the form. Are they struggling in other ways, or are there things that might be helpful? And then I think the form itself gives us opportunity to go through each question. And to me, that's often the link between screening and then ongoing support or treatment, or what you're bringing into your home visiting relationship. So as you go through each question, you could talk about specific questions, either all of them if time allows, or look at the ones that were marked especially high. So where were they marking 2s or 3s? So you marked a 3 about having difficulty sleeping. Can you tell me more about that? Or tell me about it, how is your insomnia showing up? Is it falling asleep at the beginning of the night? Is it early morning? It's hard to stay asleep. Because in starting to understand this range of symptoms or experiences, then sometimes it also creates the path to what kinds of supports are needed or what would be helpful. Or, okay, we've got to talk about, it looks like, these 2 anxiety questions, because there's 2 items that are focused on anxiety in the EPDS, which is also helpful. It's not just depression. So it looks like you've got not a lot of the sadness, but a lot of anxiety showing up. So how are we going to, let's talk about that. So to me, it really comes alive in being able to discuss the questions and hear more about their experience. And I already noted, but checking that last item.